She'll never tell you this, but every older woman craves certain things, places not just physical, but emotional, mental, and spiritual. These are places inside her that she might not even admit to herself, places that hold deep longings buried beneath years of responsibilities, heartbreak, and quiet resilience. Attraction isn't just about looks or confidence. It's about understanding her in a way most men never even consider, understanding the desires she hides, the feelings she's hungry to feel again, and the kind of man who can take her there. And here's the truth. If you don't know these places, you're missing out on a level of connection most men will never reach. Because when you understand where she longs to be, mentally, emotionally, physically, you become the man who brings her there. And once a woman feels that with you, it becomes unforgettable. It imprints on her. So stay with me, because I'm about to take you inside the hidden world of what older women secretly want. The things they'll never say out loud. And once you understand this, you'll start to notice something shift. They'll start reacting to you in ways they haven't before. Oh, and before we keep going, I've got something just for you, a free ebook called The Female Mind Control Handbook. It dives deep into the secrets of making any woman feel that powerful connection with you. You can grab it now. The link is in the description or the pinned comment. Now, let's go deeper. There's a moment every woman secretly craves, one that reshapes how she sees herself. It's the moment she feels chosen. Not picked, not complimented, not acknowledged. Chosen. Because by the time she reaches a certain age, she's already been admired. She's had years where attention came easily, when she walked into a room and felt eyes linger, when she was the centerpiece without trying. But over time, something subtle changes. The looks become shorter. The compliments less frequent. The world starts to look past her. She'll never ADM. He reminds her of freedom. And here's what most men get wrong. They try to be respectful, overly serious, constantly highlighting her wisdom, her maturity, her accomplishments. But that's not what she wants. She wants to remember who she was before the world told her who to be. The man who brings her back to that feeling? She'll keep coming back to him again and again. Because he makes her feel timeless. Now here's a secret no woman will say aloud. Attraction never dies. It just learns to behave. Older women are masters of restraint. They've had years of experience learning when to speak, when to stay silent, when to hold back. But just because they've learned to hide desire doesn't mean it isn't burning inside. It just needs the right spark. And when it hits, it's powerful. What she craves is a man who creates that undeniable spark, a feeling so intense that she can't suppress it, even if she tries. A man whose energy is magnetic, calm, confident, who doesn't need to prove anything, but feels like everything. She finds herself thinking about him when she's alone. She feels a pull toward him that she can't logically explain. And that's the beauty of it. It bypasses logic entirely. Because she's not drawn to what makes sense. She's drawn to what makes her feel. And that feeling, that overwhelming, raw, inescapable desire, is rare. That's why when she feels it, she never forgets. Finally, there's a massive difference between being appreciated and being desired, and she knows it instantly. Appreciation sounds like, "You're so kind," or "You're such a great person." Desire is different. It's unspoken. It's the way you pause when you look at her. The way your eyes don't just see her, they take her in. It's the tension in your presence, the electricity in your silence. Desire is felt, not explained. And that's what she wants more than anything. To feel like she's wanted, deeply and completely, not for what she does, not for how much she gives, but for who she is when no one's watching. The thrill of passion without warning. The moment when a glance, a touch, a whisper makes her forget the rules and just feel. That's why she's magnetically drawn to the kind of man who doesn't just behave, but teases the wild out of her. The man who sees past her polish and draws out her chaos. Who makes her laugh when she swore she wouldn't. Who disrupts her expectations and challenges her self-control. Because when she's in that space, fully feminine, slightly dangerous, beautifully unpredictable, she doesn't just feel attractive. She feels alive. And the man who unlocks that in her? She won't be able to forget him.
She won't want to.
Now here's something most men overlook. A woman never forgets that night. Not the night where everything was perfect, but the one where something cracked open inside her. Where she felt a connection that couldn't be explained, only felt. Older women crave that kind of experience. Not a date, not a performance, but a moment. The kind where the world fades out and time stretches thin. Where the way he leans in steals her breath. Where a laugh becomes a touch and a glance becomes a promise. She doesn't want to be swept off her feet. She wants to be pulled into the present so fully that everything else disappears. And when it's over, when the night fades into memory, it's not the words she remembers. It's how it felt. The goosebumps, the electricity, the sense that something rare just happened. And she'll chase that feeling again and again. Because women don't chase men. They chase feelings. Give her a moment that stays with her, and she'll find her way back to you, no matter how much time passes. There's another place older women crave. It's not a destination. It's a feeling. The sense that maybe, just maybe, she gets to rewrite her story. Because every woman has a past. One filled with missed chances, safe choices, and untaken roads. Maybe she stayed where it was comfortable. Maybe she said no to something wild. Maybe she played it safe Bika. When she says something bold, just to watch you react. These are the moments that thrill her. That remind her she's still magnetic, still unpredictable, still capable of driving a man wild. The man who lets her test that power, who invites it, feeds it, revels in it. He becomes part of her story. Part of the version of herself she refuses to let go of. Because here's what she's really tired of: judgment. She spent her life being told who to be, how to act, what's appropriate. She's too old for this.
Too mature for that.
She's heard it all. And still, something in her fights back. Something in her craves a place where she can exist without explanation. A space where she can be wild, curious, sensual, free. And that place? It's not a destination. It's you. It's how you look at her. How you let her speak without interrupting. How you never flinch when she breaks the mold. Because in your presence, she feels safe, not to shrink, but to expand. And when a woman feels free with you, that's when everything changes. That's when she drops the act, the armor, the masks. And when she does, you don't just get a woman, you get all of her. And finally, there's one last place she longs for. The one where she can lose control. Just a little. Because if there's one thing older women have mastered, it's control. Of their lives, their emotions, their routines. They've built walls to protect what's left. But behind those walls, there's still a part of her that wants to surrender. Not to weakness, but to feeling, to passion, to moments that can't be planned. She wants to be taken out of her head and into her body, to forget the rules, the roles, the world, even if just for a night. And the man who can create that space, the one where she doesn't have to be in charge, where she doesn't have to know, he becomes unforgettable. Because in his presence, she remembers that control is something she can let go of, and that losing it, with the right man, feels like coming home. They've spent their life